They're not number one in the West for no reason, and tonight they showed the world and the Western Conference exactly what they are capable of. We had two winner-go-home games in the NBA Cup tonight, and the story, Oklahoma City. My goodness, they look great. Just want a rematch from last year's playoffs. We know how that series went. Last year, the Mavericks victorious over the Thunder in 6 games. Right now, Dallas coming in winners of 7 straight. Dallas starts off with an early lead, but now here come the Thunder and their superstar. We all know about the Thunder defense, but the Thunder offense setting the tone from downtown. Dallas looking for a spark of their own on offense. Klay Thompson had 20 points last game. Later in the first quarter, Thunder down by 1. This was supposed to be a matchup of superstars, but only one of them showed up tonight. And now here comes that number 1 defense in the league. Caruso the steal and Kenny Williams with the 3. Final stages of the first, here he is again. Patented step back SGA. Second quarter and more from that Thunder defense, causing havoc, causing turnovers as they do so well. Aaron Wiggins for 3 now while Shea's on the bench. They still got J-Dub. Mavericks down by 5 late in the first half. Luka was eerily quiet, unlike him, but Najee Marshall was great. Speaking of that OKC defense, this team full of pit bulls. Lou Dort pulls it away. Hartenstein with the hoop and the harm. Early stages of the third and more of the same from SGA. It didn't matter who was guarding him. He hits one there. Now he goes around the screen. Another mid-range magic. It was close up until this point, but this is when the Thunder pulling away. SGA again. Here they go again on the defensive end of the floor. Number 1 in steals for a reason. Case in the takeaway. Isaiah Joe for 3, no good. But there is the big fella. In the absence of Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein has been a revelation for them. And then it was Shea bearing the 3 final seconds of the third. They have so much heart, so much hustle. Caruso keeps it alive, and Joe beats the buzzer. Dallas would actually work to make this somewhat interesting early in the fourth. Kyrie, a corner 3, cuts it to 10. But this team was just too much. Caruso to Kaysen once again. How fitting is this? Finishing it with the steals leader from last season. SGA pokes it away. Caruso to Kaysen. The Thunder headed to Vegas for the NBA Cup semifinals now for Luka. An abnormal game for him. 5 for 15 from the field. 16, 11, and 5. The story of the night, SGA. 39, 8, and 5, and all the time we hear about, oh my goodness, he just is a free throw merchant. Well, tonight you cannot say that. He only shot 4 free throws. He was destroying the Mavericks with his mid-range magic and from downtown. And this tweet from Kevin O'Connor sums it up really well. OKC is 11-3 in the 1 month since Chet got hurt. Number 1 net rating in the NBA, only team in the top 5 in both offensive and defensive rating. And this last part is the key, and we all know this. Endless lockdown perimeter defenders, and that was the reason Luka struggled tonight. That perimeter defense is unbelievable. Meanwhile, in Milwaukee, the Bucks trying to punch their ticket to Vegas against the Magic. They would learn an early lesson that a lot of teams have learned this season, though. Even without Franz Wagner, even without Paolo Banchero, this Orlando Magic team is so freaking tough. Anthony Black with the early mid-range late in the first. Magic up by 5. There's Franz's brother picking up where he left off. Early stages of the second, there's Mo Wagner again. Orlando 1-0 without Franz. By the way, they're undefeated at home, but they're tough no matter where they play. Cole Anthony for 2. Midway through the second, only a matter of time before the Bucks find their footing. Bobby Portis with the mid-range. Middleton wasn't scoring, but he was playmaking. If you're a Bucks fan, now is a good time to shield your eyes. Late in the first half, Goga Bitadze dunks on Giannis. Final seconds of the first half, Giannis looking for some revenge with a dunk of his own. And in this third quarter, here comes the Greek Freak. Bucks down by 4. Giannis with a big block. Moments later, Dame fading and hitting. And then here comes Giannis with some revenge for Goga, and Thanasis was loving it. Bucks up by 8. Giannis in full takeover mode late in the third. Looked like the Bucks were gonna pull away, but in the fourth, here come those Magic. All tied up at 91, 6:40 to go. Giannis playmaking, AJ Green hitting. Bucks up by 2, 5:15 to go. It's Derry Bird once again from downtown. And every time it felt like the Bucks were gonna pull away, Jalen Suggs would put on his Superman cape. Suggs with the 3, Magic down by 1, and now this is what they're known for, their defensive identity, the steal, and here comes Jalen. He was magnificent in this game. No Franz, no Paolo, so get the ball to Jalen in crunch time and get the heck out of his way. Orlando up by 3, under a minute to go, and a trip to Vegas on the line. Orlando up by 1. We know when it's crunch time, though, it is Dame time. Final chance for the Magic. Down by 3, 9 seconds to go. They get it to Suggs. I thought he was going to make it. He misses, and the Bucks survive. The Magic may have lost this game, but I have to start by giving them a massive, and I mean massive, shout out. Jalen Suggs had 18 points in the fourth quarter. This team has proved time and time again this season, no matter who suits up, they are resilient, they will compete, they play defense, and they do things the right way. I love this Magic team. But on the flip side, Giannis once again just dominant, 37, 7, and 4. Dame also with 28 and 9 assists tonight. The Bucks heading to Vegas on a little bit of a hot streak here, 11 and 3 in their last 14 games. So the Bucks and Thunder advance. The Bucks will play the winner of the Hawks and the Knicks on Saturday. And the Thunder will wait for the winner of Golden State and Houston tomorrow night in Houston. Steph returning to Houston once again. And before we get out of here tonight, we have to talk about some stuff that happened earlier today in the NBA. According to Shams, the Heat are now open to trading Jimmy Butler. Now, yes, Jimmy is in the final year of his deal, so this might not be a complete shock to everybody. But still, I can't really imagine Jimmy at age 35 in another team's uniform. But hey, if Shams is reporting it, maybe there is some truth to it. Now, with that being said, Eric Spoelstra had this to say about the Jimmy news. Quote, "It's been our best, most consistent stretch of the season. So anything else, any other narrative, I don't care. Nobody should, because most of this stuff has just been all like a bunch of gibberish." So Eric Spoelstra doesn't believe it. Do you believe it? By the way, according to Shams, the 3 teams that could show interest: Dallas, Houston, Golden State. By the way, Shams also mentioned Brandon Ingram, who's on an expiring deal, and the Nets players that we expect to be on the market: Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Dennis Schroeder. And the other news we have to talk about today, it looks like Kawhi's getting closer and closer to making his season debut. He's gearing up for practices now. How close is he to making his debut for this Clippers team with that elite defense that they have? The Clippers defense did take a major hit, though, today, as Derrick Jones Jr. has a pulled hamstring and he's going to miss at least 2 weeks. He's going to be a big loss for them. My goal at the end of these videos now is to do a player of the night every night. Tonight, it has to be SGA. How brilliant was he? A magnificent night from the superstar of the Thunder.